Oh hi, it's Bukai, and welcome back to a new video for The Guilds 3, and there's been a new patch and a new class that has been updated. And today I want to be showcasing my first impressions, as well as a little bit of a guide into how to run the Smuggler. So for the Smuggler, it functions very similar to the actual Henge Tavern from the Guild 2 Renaissance, without running the wenches or the ladies of the night. So once we have entered in, I'm just going to ignore that there is a vacant office, and one of the first things that you want to be doing with the Smuggler's Den is locating the port. The port is where you will be getting the vast majority of your goods and whatnot. So I'm going to go to my buildings, and we're going to build our rum den, and it's going to be called We Want Rum. So you're going to want to have it built on one of two places, on a main road that goes out that people are traveling on, but also in towards the actual port. So I'm thinking, right here's probably a really good spot to drop that. So the rum den is going to be building, and I might as well send my guy to try to find a wife just to get another character. I'm not really caring to see if anything is there, so we're just going to go here, 73, whatever, you're 24, but I don't care. I say that, yet I still go for the lower value. So I'm going to go ahead and speed some stuff up as my guy starts to run around to find his wife, and my building is producing. Alright, so seeing as I failed a 90% chance to get a wife, I'm just not going to bother, and I'm going to go right back into the rum den. And we're going to go just run all the way back, and I will showcase how the rum den actually functions. So we're going to open up the building menu, and you've got a couple of different options here, but only two available at the start. The start, you can only really smuggle rum and to lure people into your rum den. Luring people into your rum den is how you attract customers, and you will sell them the actual rum. So as a result, you're going to want to hire your workers and filling both of your slots, except for one. Now, at the beginning, just keeping two of your people on the actual, like your two slots as your actual workers is a good idea, and then just hit onto the automate and just have them smuggle rum. You want to have a nice influx of rum. After that, go down to your add-ons, either hire an additional worker or go down to increase your customer satisfaction. I personally stick with the hiring an additional worker. And what I then like to do is I then hire my family member. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set my family member to assigning to lure people into the rum den. And he's going to go around and just yelling at people saying, hey, come check out the best rum. It's been a while since I had good rum. Show me the way. And he will then guide someone. You get a little bit of coins. Nothing too much. But he will then run over to your den. And where is the rum den? People will then buy some drinks. Gathering up the rum, why location is so important is because considering you actually will be smuggling rum from over here in the port. And you will also, later on, be smuggling goods from here. So, having it very, very close to the port is the key to actually making money with the rum den. Failure to do that, and you will not have a profitable rum den. If you have it way far away, your people will have to take too long to actually reach the point, and you will fail to make any headway and money. Now, you notice a couple of prompts where people were buying some rum from me, and it was being sold for around, I think it was 85. I probably want to go into my front of store, and wow, that's pretty fast for somebody not liking me. Let me go to the front of store, and we are going to sell, keep that around 60, but we're going to hammer up the price to around 120. I'm going to say 115 because I don't really have the biggest of reputation yet to completely hammer it up to 150. You can actually see that in terms of businesses and profits in this game, service businesses tend to generate a significantly higher portion of revenue than just selling the goods, at least at the beginning. I'm already earning 440 for a building expenses of 3,020 initial. 550, and it just runs continuously on its own. Once your consumers actually stop working, So you're going to see that someone is going to end up basically no longer gathering any rum and no longer serving customers when they basically finish their workday. That is when you take your character and send him to smuggle rum all night long. While he is smuggling rum all night long, you will then have a nice cash flow to function for the next day. The first day is always the hardest because you just don't have the workers and you don't have the cash flow to keep it going. Once you then start having your cash flow starting to come in, I go into my add-ons and I will up my customer satisfaction. I understand that's in the red because considering with an employee's wages, I can actually lose some money on here. And I'm going to increase the charisma because unfortunately, unlike the rum den or unlike the inn, your charisma is not the highest for your actual servers. You kind of want to set your characters to be either a server or a smuggler. And that means investing into charisma and dexterity into both of those stats, at least from I have found so far. So this guy is actually really charismatic, but not very dexterous. So I'm going to up his dexterity in order to keep them both leveled up evenly. And you can see here, it's just a money printer. This is the rum den. It's a very simple building to run, a very profitable building to run, as we've barely had it operating, and our workers are not at night yet, which we're going to be dropping off some more rum and serving some customers. There's the 10 o'clock, and they are going to bed. And this is where I'm going to then take my guy off of the actual bringing customers and send him to gather and smuggle rum.
Now, please.
And oh wow, he was running pretty far to gathering people to getting to the rum den. And this is where we're going to follow my character on ×4 speed to see where he's going to actually smuggle the rum. And you're going to find that he is running all the way to the good old-fashioned port, which is why this location is a stupidly good spot to take. It looks like he's also smuggling from the arsenal. Yeah, so he's smuggling from both the arsenal and the port. I'm not sure if that was a hotfix that was added in, but initially the port was to smuggle your actual smuggled goods, while the smuggling rum seems to always go to the arsenal, which is why in Magdeburg you want to be near your arsenal and your actual port. You go to both locations, and because your workers can work all night, or at least your character can work all night, you will then be continuously having a nice supply of rum and a nice supply of resources to sell tomorrow. You never want to be dumping your rum, considering your rum, as you can see, is only being dumped for 40, when your character is making around 85 to even higher of a pop. And once the next day starts up again, around 4 a.m., you can see your characters are back. You're then going to take your character back to bringing people into the actual business. And that's the rum den in a nutshell. You're just going to basically let this thing run on auto, and it's a nice little money printer go brrr type business. So if you guys have been enjoying this video and it was helpful to see the actual rum den, don't hesitate to give it a like, a subscribe, pass it on to your friends. If you hated it, pass it on to your enemies out of pure spite. And if you guys would like to help support the channel, there's a link to a coffee shop down below where you can buy me a coffee. It'd be much appreciated. And if you would like to join our lovely community, there's a Discord that would love to have you. With that, take care, everyone.